you please sit? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As Chancellor of this distinguished university, it's my very great pleasure to welcome you to this afternoon's ceremony for the School of Creative Arts. May I begin by introducing the platform party and welcome on my right Sir Roger Moore, who will be receiving the honorary degree of a Doctor of Arts, and on my far right, Professor John Senior, Professor of Communication Networks and Pro-Vice-Chancellor Research. On my immediate left is Mr. Chris McIntyre, Dean of Cultural Affairs and Director of UH Arts. On my far left, Professor Quentin McKellar, Vice-Chancellor of this university. I'd like to extend a particular welcome not only to the people graduating this afternoon, but also to their relations, their friends, and their other associates who are here to watch the end of 3 years' hard labor, which I hope was also pleasurable. There are one or two other special guests who I'd also particularly like to welcome. They are led by Councillor Helen Brumley, Mayor of Welwyn Hatfield Borough Council, Mr. Brumley, Councillor Herbert Chapman, Mayor of Dacorum Borough Council, and Mrs. Shirley Chapman. We also will extend a warm welcome to Alan Graham, Member of the University's Board of Governors, and to Mrs. Karen Hale, a Fellow of the University, who, with Ms. Deanne McLean, is also a member of the University Court. We'll now proceed with the conferment of awards, and I have great pleasure in calling upon Professor McKellar to read the citation for conferment of the Honorary Award of Doctor of Arts.
Chancellor, it is my pleasure to present for the award of Honorary Doctor of Arts Sir Roger Moore, KBE, CBE. Actor and national treasure, Sir Roger Moore is one of the world's biggest screen legends of the past half-century. Starring in more than 50 films, he is most famous for playing the iconic role of Bond in the official James Bond film series. Over the past 20 years, he has also become known for his role as a special representative for UNICEF, raising funds for poor and sick children in underdeveloped countries. For his humanitarian and charity work, he was awarded a CBE in 1999 and a knighthood in the Queen's birthday honours in 2003. The son of a policeman, Sir Roger was born and educated in South London. He briefly studied at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, which was his passport to low-paid acting roles in provincial repertory theatres. In 1945, he was called up for national service. He was commissioned as a second lieutenant and promoted to captain, commanding a depot in Germany before transferring to the Combined Services Entertainment Group. On release from the Army, Sir Roger worked in a variety of roles in theatre, radio and television, and first appeared as an extra in films in the late 1940s. Hollywood eventually beckoned in the mid-1950s when he won a 3-year film contract with MGM, playing supporting roles in several films. However, it was in television that Sir Roger really started to make a name for himself when he was cast in the title role in the highly successful series Ivanhoe. His big break in the UK came in 1962 when he stepped into the role of the suave sleuth Simon Templar in The Saint. Although The Saint purported to be set in exotic locations all over the world, The TV series was in fact filmed solely at Hertfordshire's Elstree Studios. It ran for 6 series and 118 episodes over 8 years, providing employment for many local production and post-production staff. This year marks the golden anniversary of this ever-popular series, which was sold to over 60 countries, earning its production company, ITC Entertainment, a prestigious Queen's Award for Export. In the early 1970s, Sir Roger co-starred with the American film actor Tony Curtis in the TV series The Persuaders. As well as appearing on screen and designing his own costumes, Sir Roger co-owned the programme's production company, Tribune, and worked as an uncredited producer and occasional director. The pinnacle of Sir Roger's film career came in 1972 when he was cast in the coveted role of 007 in the James Bond film Live and Let Die. To date, Sir Roger is the longest-serving Bond, having spent 12 years in the role between 1973 and 1985, and appearing in 7 consecutive official Bond films, including The Spy Who Loved Me, Moonraker, and Octopussy. While filming Octopussy in India in 1983, Sir Roger was appalled by the sickness and poverty he saw. Inspired by the work of his friend, the late Audrey Hepburn, he became a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador in 1991, with a view to using his now famous face and voice to influence hearts and minds. It is a role he remains highly committed to, touring the world on field trips and speaking at fundraising events. While much of Sir Roger's post-Bond career has been devoted to humanitarian work, to the delight of his fans, he has taken to the stage again this year. To coincide with the 50th anniversary of the James Bond films and the release of his latest book, Bond on Bond, which celebrates the film franchise's wonderful heritage, Sir Roger has participated in a series of evenings with in theatres around the UK. Sir Roger continues to be actively involved in the film and TV industry. For example, he is a patron of Elstree Screen Heritage, a volunteer group that's worked to preserve the history of the many studios based in Elstree. The group is collaborating with students and staff from our film and television degree course on creating an oral history interview archive. This already features the recollections of 24 veterans of the studios, several of whom worked with Sir Roger, and has attracted much media interest. Chancellor, in recognition of his outstanding contribution to the UK film and television industry for over 50 years, and in particular in the county of Hertfordshire, I am delighted to present for the award of Honorary Doctor of Arts, Sir Roger Moore, KBE, CBE.
I now call on Dr. Sir Roger Moore to address us. Perhaps you know.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. And in conclusion, I didn't write that. My association with Hertfordshire, I recalled coming up in the car today from London, started 66 years ago when, as a lowly officer cadet, I got a couple of days extra work when I was on leave on a film at Welwyn Garden City directed by Herbert Wilcox called Piccadilly Incident. When somebody is sort of staring in your direction, you have this vague feeling that they are looking at you. And it was Anna Nagel, Mrs. Wilcox, and she said something to her husband, and they took me out of, I asked me, was I a real soldier? I said, yes, I'm on leave. And so they gave me a little spot sitting next to Michael Wilding, and I was told to laugh at everything Michael Wilding said. Years and years later, we became good friends, and Michael always said, "You were so nice to me on that film at Welwyn, you laughed at everything I said." Anyway, that was a long, long time ago, and sadly Michael is not with us anymore. My next Welwyn Garden City, Hertfordshire, was with Studio Lisa, the parents of Dinah Sheridan. And I did some odd modeling shots for them. And as I was on my way to the station to get back to London, Dinah pulled up in her car and said, "Are you going to London?" I said, "Yes." And that began a long and very kindly friendship. Then in 1962, which, my goodness me, is that 50 years ago or 60 years? I don't know. It's all a long time ago. I started work at Elstree Studios at ABPC on The Saint, as you've already heard, and we did that for 6 years, and for those years I drove through the leafy lanes of Hertfordshire in my Volvo P1800S, backwards and forwards to work from my home. Then when we finished that, still in Hertfordshire, I remained and made a couple more films at Elstree. One film, Crossplot, which we don't talk about, and the other film was probably the only film where I think I was ever allowed to act, or try to act, which was called The Man Who Haunted Himself, which was directed by the late Basil Dearden. That was not the end of my association with Elstree in Hertfordshire, because although I moved over to Pinewood to make the Persuader series, Uncle Lou Grade, as I called him, invited me on a couple of occasions to come and work with some of his lovely stars at the ATV studios across the road from ABPC. And that was the beginning of one of the saddest affairs of my life. It's awful to fall in love and find it unrequited. She never wrote to me. She never sent me a postcard. She never called. Which I suppose is my own fault for kissing Miss Piggy. I hope this is not the end of my association with Hertfordshire. It is a beautiful county, And I remember in my early army days, we were trained, our primary training was with the Beds and Hearts in, goodness me, I've forgotten, somewhere up, Peterborough or something. That was an awfully long time ago, but I've made up for my unrequited love by finding a true love with whom I share my doctorate, my wife, Christina. And thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, for the honor you've bestowed upon me. And I shall sneak away in my cloak. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Roger. Thank you for coming and for saying what you said. We shall now receive the graduates of the School of Creative Arts. As you know, candidates are presented by a senior member of academic staff from their own faculty, and I therefore first call upon Mr. Alan Peacock.
Bachelor of Arts degree in 2D digital animation, Toby James Bates. With first class honours, James Collins. With first class honours, Jose Fabio Lemos Gois. With first class honours, Leora Rachel Grace. Kimberly Patricia Gurry. Yuanji Hu. Christopher Stephen Moore. With first class honours, Jessica Louise Felon. With first class honours, Christopher James Pringle. Mervan Shuja. Bachelor of Arts degree in 3D digital animation, Zara Ahmed. Alexia Alanda. With first class honours, Leo Ian Beale. Luke Boscott. Danny Bouimad. Christopher Robert Canton. Eva Pui-Ling Chang. With first class honours, James Lewis Cullen. Reese Anthony Davidson. With first class honours, Kendall Dean. Sarah Donnelly. Wesley Hansford. Max Evan Hart. Jonathan Christo Christov. Stephen Nicholas Hull. With first class honours, Kaya Jabbar. Nigel Aaron Morales. Mikhail Damian Novarchik. Sean O'Connor. With first class honours, Katie Marie Parnell. Dao Shang Tang. Husnu Veli Yaralioglu. Bachelor of Arts degree in 3D Games Art, Hazel Elizabeth Anderson. Adam Danso Asari. Henley Beckford. Livio Berachet. Floyd Leroy Billingy. Terence Ashley Buchan. With first class honours, Christopher James Bush. Darren Crowell. Darrell Raymond Fearon. Scott Goodwin. Jagtar Singh Jamat. Gareth Elliott Johns. With first class honours, Joachim Frederick Milan. John Manuel Martinez Ayala. David Ryan Milligan. Sana Parveen Ramatullah. With first class honours, Siddhartha Robin Roy. Joseph Samuel Taskis. With first class honours, Hus Sekayi. Bachelor of Arts degree in Character Creation and Technical Effects, Alexandra Jane Anders. Sophie Elizabeth Bain. Celia Helen Bland. Kerin Marie Braden. Daisy Childs. Lisa Jane Coles. Molly Amy Collins. Jessica Della. Kerrill William Fahey. Hannah Farrington. Catherine Fryer. With first class honours, Chloe Louise Gray. With first class honours, Louis James Harris. With first class honours, Nicola Joanne Kelly. Hayley Alice Kennard. Thomas Knight. Cara Marie Lanning. With first class honours, Madeline Lowe. Adam Christopher Marshall. Jessica Margaret Marshall. Rupert David Matthews. Catherine Mary Nunn. Emma Louise Parkinson. Jodie Pierce. With first class honours, Rosemary Rachel Alexandra Powell. Grace Louise Barbara Thompson. Melissa Sophia Wills. Diploma of Higher Education in Character Creation and Technical Effects, Sarah Jane Edwards. Bachelor of Arts degree in Film and Television Documentary, Richard Edward Camp. Joseph Pascoe Curtis. With first class honours, Thomas Luke Reeder. Emma Louise Rudd. With first class honours, Melissa Grace Tanti. Bachelor of Arts degree in Film and Television Entertainment, Freddie Louis Agamez Benitez. Helen Angerin. Joshua Lloyd Beaumont. Danielle Candice Brown. William Hume Entwistle. Miriam Elif Gansaya. Benjamin George Radford. Michael Williamson. Bachelor of Arts degree in Film and Television Fiction, and winner of a University Prize, Stephen James Bell Young. With first class honours, Joshua David Bauer. With first class honours, Phoebe Louise Bullock. David Thomas Burke. With first class honours, Paul John Carruthers. Jake Darrell Crowder. Lauren Denhard. With first class honours, James Derrick Dinsdale. Lawrence James Essex. Lise Harley. Emma Alexandra Harrison. Christopher Paul Hornsey. Samuel Paul Laycock. Jonathan James Lee. Ross Adam Llewellyn. With first class honours, Adrian Nicholas McManus. With first class honours, Tamuka Thaddeus Mashinga. With first class honours, Camillo Frederick Natale Miles. With first class honours, Chimaobim Chris Oguchukwe Nathan. Lee Radford Nichols. With first class honours, Afalabisi Adatokumbo Joshua Odabunmi. Elizabeth Oksavic. Ellie Randall. Brendan James Ryan. With first class honours, Matthew Robert Alexander Scott. With first class honours, James Elliott Waterhouse. Mona Katinka Wikström. Matthew Young. Diploma of Higher Education in Film and Television, Ali Iyaguven. Bachelor of Arts degree in Model Design and Model Effects, Ellen Arthur. Katie Jane Barron. With first class honours, Lauren Karen Bradley. With first class honours, Corey Lewis Fairhurst. James Peter Knight. Rachel Amy Leasley. With first class honours, Neil John McLean. With first class honours, Rebecca Valentine Northmore. Matthew Philip Punter. Lee Victor Smith. Alexander Jake Spychalski. Charlotte Emily Whitaker. Bachelor of Arts degree in Multimedia Design, Lovett Vina Acom. Rajab Ahmed. Touchon Alphonse. David Paul Anthony Angeline. Amir Raza Batti. With first class honours, Kenneth Roy England. Sin Che Troy Ethan Stefan Germain. Ka Shin Lee. With first class honours, Jun Chang Liu. Dritton Andrew. Richard Davy Porensing. Janita Rufus. Tala Izam Majed Shaker, Daniel Adam Sibanda, Ju Yi Jody Yap, Bachelor of Arts degree in Screen Cultures, Oliver Richard Baum, Adrian Ngonizashi Gonda, Temitope Oluwatobi Johnson, Bachelor of Arts degree in Screen Cultures and Media Business, Munib Jamaluddin Abubakar. Mayasor Khadijat Arayemi Omisor. Jasleen Aziz. Andre William Cooper. Tracy Onimaka Okpara. Rabina Banon Ranjon. Bachelor of Arts degree in Screen Cultures and Media Practices, with first class honours, Georgina Hope Barkley. Birinda Bedi. Jeff Dixon Carter. Duan Sabrina Akhtar Chowdhury. Stephanie Claire Clayton. Michael Chukwudi Enyukora. With first class honours, Emily Rose Harris. With first class honours and winner of a university prize, Jenna Lee Hussey. Sonia Jalif. Matthew Luca Macchioni. With first class honours, Robbie Chester Mason. Hannah Mohammed Ibrahim. Antonia Oluwabakahumi Albilana. With first class honours, Lee Daniel Towson. With first class honours, Carl James Varga. Diploma of Higher Education in Screen Cultures and Media Practices, Nathan Nasser Sterling. Bachelor of Arts degree in Special Effects, Isaac Robin Corkwell East. Carl Scott Chapman. Samuel Joe Freeman. Robin Timothy Jefferson Jones. Howard Moore. Jonathan Philip Wamford. James Mark Ward. Bachelor of Arts degree in Visual Effects, Tim Allen. Stuart Edward Claydon. John Alexander Galley. Gemma Harwood. Burim Matoli. Tiffany Kate Moore. With first class honours, Miguel Nascimento Santana da Silva. Mevlan Sikani. With first class honours, Marek Edward Solovich. Anthony Kwabina O. Suadwa. Ioannis Tripolitis. Chao Zhu. Man Sing Yung.
Bachelor of Arts degree in Contemporary Applied Arts, with first class honours, Jade Elizabeth Ager. Kiran Amjad. Alexandra Joanne Bell. Joanne Bowes. Ariola Brahmi. Ashley Elizabeth Chamberlain. Dominique Conte. With first class honours and winner of a university prize, Karen Ann Coombs. Ijlal Tulin Dogakan. Nina Marie Ennis. Louise Green. Sophie Louise Ray Greenwood. Lillian Gregorian. With first class honours, Emma Jackson. Andrea Kamasova. With first class honours, Annabelle Louise McIntosh. Holly Amber Miles. Kirsty Nicholas. Sophia Parkinson. Arti Nalini Misir Persod. With first class honours, Harriet Ann Riddell. Rachel Nicola Scales. Maxine Lee Slaughter. With first class honours, Elizabeth Ann Snell. Hazel Stapleton. Andrula Theakari. Lorraine Underwood. Lisa Rachel Vickers. Catherine Wells. Gabriella Anna Wisoka. Diploma of Higher Education in Contemporary Applied Arts, Jenny Leanne Pipe. Aaron Winson. Bachelor of Arts degree in Contemporary Applied Arts with Marketing, with first class honours, Leanne Emma Eastick. With first class honours, Emily Louise Ruffle. Bachelor of Arts, degree in Fine Art, Sophie Elizabeth Abbott Strungle. Danielle June Appleby. Amy Jessica Bayliss. Samantha Blanchard. Lauren Dawn Boston. Shireen Yvonne Brown. With first class honours, Courtney Layla Iris Buckingham. Lauren Elizabeth Doherty. Chantel Farrandin. With first class honours, Diana Juliet Frasca. With first class honours, Elena Christiana Georgiou. Teresa Ann Geraghty. With first class honours, Courtney Louisa Grant. With first class honours, Anna Colette Groom. With first class honours, Inez Hayward. Charlie Anthony George Human. Fiona Louise Jones. Amy Kritikos. Jerome Victor Peeble Leonard. Jake Marshall. Gurpreet Kaur Mattu. With first class honours and winner of a university prize, Christine Frances Maxwell. Catherine Sarah Mortlock. Juliet Paula Vivian Noel Kane. Charlotte Rosa Christine Osborne. Stephanie Emma Natalia Pollard. Rashpal Kaur Ranchi. Jasmine Jade Rizvi. Kasmin Samia. Reese Joseph Sava. Itrat Batul Shah. Louisa Ann Thomas. Amy Louise Thorne. Kyoko Tsukagoshi. With first class honours, Thomas Liam Waters. Lucy Elizabeth White. With first class honours, Natalie Marie Wilson. Bachelor of Arts, degree in Fine Art with Marketing, Michaela Binger. With first class honours, James Edward Thatcher. Bachelor of Arts degree in Photography. With first class honours, Jodie Elizabeth Andrews. Kristala Angeli. Bethany Archibald. Jacob Sidney Allen Balk. Amber Imogen Bryony Bambridge. Stephanie Jane Baltrop. Alexandra Broad. Jodie Louise Broad. Jade Elizabeth Brown. Kerry Louise Brown. Emma Charlotte Buckley. Sally Elizabeth Burt. Winner of a university prize, Nathaniel Kester Cowan. Jessica May Darnell. Rhiannon Daverk. With first class honours, Paul Thomas Davey. With first class honours, Ayla Yasmin Desai. Suk Monique Dosani. Michelle Bridget Duckett. Krista Belle Genevieve Francis. Carrie Gallin. Lisa Claire Galuzzo. Caroline G. Callum John Greenwood. Emma Guggenholt. Cara Hamburger. With first class honours, Hussein Hamid. Kirsten Anita Harbour. Louise Lucy Verity Jolly. With first class honours, Sengul Karabetka. Sigdim Kokotipi. Bridie Marie Leichman. With first class honours, Samuel Christopher Llewellyn Jones. Samuel Jacob Lomas. Charlotte Rose Maddox. Danielle Mende. Nicholas Sen Kai Nagu. Vanessa Soares Nunes. Joseph Patrick O'Halloran. Victoria Florence Perry. Nadia Shaban Ahmed. With first class honours, Donna Tanubrata. Barley Gina Taylor. Sida Ulus. Danny Vera Sormi. Bachelor of Arts degree in Photography and Media Business, Fatema Hashem Motar. Burhan Medain.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the presentation of awards for this afternoon. It now gives me very great pleasure to call upon Lee Towson to address us on behalf of the graduates.
Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, I once read that university isn't about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. On a personal level, this rings true with an undying persistence. In the age that we live in, the want to hone your skills and consume information is only reinforced and encouraged by the sheer abundance of outlets for the answers to any questions you may have, or any paths you choose to take. Whether within the dusty pages of a book, through endless supplies of information online, or by word of mouth from a tutor, university, like life itself, is what you make it. This applied in particular to the Screen Cultures course, which I studied. Still only really in its infancy, the course seemed to change and adapt around us as we tried keeping up with deadlines and making the most of our studies in a series of modules that, for the most part, were still only finding their feet. It was a bit of a roller coaster at times, but that's to be expected with any course. It's thanks to self-determination and especially the guidance of some amazing tutors that we found ourselves here today. On behalf of fellow students, I extend a thank you to all of the tutors and staff who played any small part in aiding us to reach this point. In particular, for my little group of people at the back, we'd like to extend a particular thanks to Ivan Phillips, with his ever entertaining and interesting way of teaching, countless Doctor Who references included, and the irreplaceable Alan Peacock, an anecdote for every situation and all-round awesome tutor. We're honoured to be among the final students you see through to graduation. Future courses will never know what they're missing. I don't know about anyone else, but I feel I've begun to create something great during my time at Hearts, and I'll continue to build upon the foundations I've placed here in the years to come. In the last 6 months alone, I've realised so many things that I can achieve that I'd never have dreamed of when I began this new chapter 3 years ago, standing right here included. And it's thanks to some of the many connections I've made while being here that's aided that to happen. A little famous Frenchman named Napoleon once said that ability is nothing without opportunity. University of Hertfordshire provides that opportunity with one big open door. So, on behalf of the entire School of Creative Arts, I'd like to offer thanks to the Chancellor for receiving us as graduates today, and to everyone else, welcome to the first day of the rest of your life.
Thank you, Mr. Tyson, very much indeed. Your final sentence gives me a very handy cue for what I'd like to say very briefly by way of conclusion. May I first of all add my congratulations to all of you who've graduated today. It's been a magnificent occasion which I hope you will remember for the rest of your lives. It is, after all, more than a rite of passage. It marks a very important finish and starting point at the same time. I'd also like to congratulate your friends and family for the support that you've given over the last 3 years to your relations when they were studying, and of course congratulate the members of the faculty behind me who Mr. Tyson so admirably thanked during the course of his remarks. A couple of other things, if I may, I'd just like to add. This university is a great institution whose standing is growing every year. One of the things that makes it a great institution is, I think, its clear understanding of the nature of the modern world, the importance of the network, not only nationally, but internationally. And that is what it will enable it to grow and to build on what it has achieved so far in the first 60 years of its existence as an institution. Many of you will go on to work in this country. Many others of you will work in other countries, either leaving this country for other places or returning to your own home countries after your time here. I hope that you will feel that one of the things that you will be able to do as a result of your 3 years here is to keep in touch with the friends and the faculty and all the contacts that you've made at this university, which will become an extraordinary network of people, of ideas, and of possibilities. And I think this is a very important point, not only for yourselves and for this institution and the way that it grows, but also for the nature of human life on this planet. We read a lot about conflict, and as we know, there are an increasing number of highly unstable areas in this world in a time of rapid change. I think one of the things that can help us work our way through our problems, and above all, grasp the opportunities that Lee Towson mentioned during the course of his remarks, and that is the networks that you will have established and which this university continues to establish worldwide. It is an important point for education, for growth, for knowledge, but also for social stability. at a time when that is increasingly at a premium. So I hope that you will find this an inspiration, what you have experienced here, for the rest of your lives. But I also hope that you won't forget us. This university has taught you and has given you opportunities. But we also will need your help, not only possibly coming back for further education, further degrees here, but also in helping us achieve our objectives worldwide in the months and the years to come. Many congratulations to all of you, and I wish you the very best of good fortune for the rest of your lives. Finally, if it's not a piece of bathos, I ought to say that as we break up, with the end of the formal part of the proceedings, refreshments await you in the Alban Arena, and I hope you celebrate as is your due for the rest of the evening. Meanwhile, please would you stand while the academic procession leaves the Abbey.